we got a different perspective. We ain't got
What's going on? It's the Lou Mo Podcast. I'm Lou. That's Mo. That's
Parketo.
Parketo. Here we go.
like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. www.cblifestyle apparel to wear. Check us out, counting billions, chasing blessings. Let's go.
So, relationships.
Relationships,
Yo,
dating.
money over bitches.
We got a little bit of perspective here because now we got somebody, married and we got single, so we can get into some topics.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It's just work. It's just work, especially if you look for the right one, right? But overall, I think that I think it's super, super necessary, right? But you have to be very, very, very specific on who you choose to be in your life when it comes to that, your significant other. No matter what, like if you add a partner who's toxic, if you add a partner who has issues and problems, or you're basically let's say you move in with them, because that's a whole. It's a whole nother aspect of it. Moving in with them is a whole different thing than just dating them, right? Choosing to have them to be your fiance and marry them is a whole different thing. And be very careful who you have kids with, too. So it's all caution, but when you choose the right one, you don't have it's going to be a lot easier road instead of so bumpy. Once you choose the wrong one and you decide to take her on this, you guys are going on this journey together, it could end up being a lot harder than it needs to be. It's very, very important.
How do you pick them?
I think you're.
Are we speaking to? I don't know. I want to know before I talk. Like, we speaking to singles. We speaking to.
I think it's better
people?
to speak to singles. Sometimes it's better to speak to singles.
In a situation like this, single,
I think it's better to speak
to
single because we are experienced in this field, and we have an outside perspective. I think it is important to sometimes to speak to younger guys, younger people, or people who
guys
haven't been
have
in that.
already chose your personal.
And I think it's super. It's literally the most important decision that you're gonna make.
I believe so.
Because business, all of these things that go along with it, who you choose as friends, your family, all this stuff, right? That's great.
And I don't think people take it that seriously.
Yeah, for real. Right. Some people really don't.
I don't think people take it that seriously, especially having kids with somebody.
For real.
Like that was my thing growing up. Was I had a lot of friends that dated, and they had kids with just the hottest one they could get to, and they were like, she gonna have my baby type of thing, and they was on that, and that's what they did. Me, I was like, I'm strapping up, and because I don't want this lady to be the mother of my child, and I gotta deal with it as a baby mama. So that was my thinking. I don't know why I was thinking like that. I couldn't even go back and figure it out because I was like, but I know for sure, like I'm like, damn. Because I know how I had friends that was in 15, 14 that had kids. And
that's the thing.
And their baby mamas was crazy.
I'll tell you about a secret.
Not baby mamas was crazy. They was just young and they were just...
I'll tell you a secret that I found out a long time ago. Sometimes it's not the lessons you learn from your mistakes. Sometimes it's the lesson you learn from others. When I see some other shit, I find out what I don't want to be like or what I don't want to do. Some people look at it like, I want to be just like that person. I want to be just like that person. I look at, I don't want to be this, and I don't want to do that, and I don't want to be that type of dad. I don't want to be this type of husband. This is, you know what I mean? So it's all about perspective again, but I look at it that way. Then I kind of develop the type of what I want to become off of what I don't want to be. Definitely don't want to do.
Well, you got to do that. For sure.
And you got to understand another thing, too. When you're bringing this other person into your life, you're not bringing it into just your life. You're bringing it into your family's life. You're bringing them into your legal name now, right? Let's say you guys get married. You're bringing in, this person's going to be in your money. This person's going to be in your, so when you were dating before and running around with all these girls and like, I pick and choose, and maybe you were one of those guys who have the pick of the litter, that's great. It's great. But that's great when you're a young kid. When you are ready to settle down, choose wisely. Be very, very, very smart about your choice.
I agree. I don't want people to get too...
And don't just choose the girl because she's pretty, trust me.
It almost sounds scary.
It needs to me. You need to be. Yeah,
but I don't want it to sound that scary. I just think if you find something, when you looking, you gotta have some type of criteria, right? My criteria was like, for sure. Just tell you my example. Like, I dated girls. I didn't really date. I was just like friends with everybody.
Yeah,
friends. We were all friends. Like, I my favorite line I'll tell you was, listen, I just got a relationship. I ain't trying to get into another one. Yeah. I'm just looking to have fun and hang out.
Right.
I told girls straight up that. A lot of girls, I told that because I wasn't really trying to be dating and hanging out with you and you calling me. I just wanted to date. We could go out from time to time, hang out, do our thing, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what I told a lot of women at the time. I wasn't the type to like boo up and be walking in around with you and claiming you and all that stuff. So that's just me.
Yeah.
So I did that when I was younger.
And that was you out and with a bunch of like you were going out meeting people.
Yeah,
And then how did you meet your wife?
I met my wife online,
Saying?
right? But I met a lot of girls online.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Online was like my thing. Like,
Oh, no shit.
when online came big, like Black Planet, MySpace, and all that,
Yeah.
I was going to Hyperluxo, Tallahassee.
Damn.
I mean, girls all over the place. Anyways, what I'm saying is, you know what I mean? Like, but I had a criteria of a girl that I was gonna date,
Right.
right? And my wife met those criteria as far as a person that I could date and say that this is mine. And it was one of those
Yeah.
things. And it was just like, you know, like she had things going on. She was going to school. Her family was really good, right? Because I've been to girls' houses when I was younger, and their mom was partying with their daughter. Right, was to me was a no-no when I was younger. Like when I was like, I ain't want that, because you're gonna be just like your mom.
Yeah.
So to me, I was a no-no. And then I went to girls that, you know, they would let you sleep over the house. Like I had girls that, you know, I would sleep over the house and the mom would have no problem with it. And we like 16 years old.
Yeah, dude, that's
I'm
crazy.
just driving and I'm 17. I'm sleeping over your house, and your mom was like, you know, she don't care.
Yeah.
So my wife today, my mom wasn't like that. It was no, and she cared about everything. So it was a different. It was certain things
There's
that I
boxes
looked
that
for.
she checked off.
Yeah, there was certain things that I look for that I think you should.
Believe me
look
when I tell you, another big part of it is do not settle. Don't settle.
for. Yeah, I don't know.
For sure.
Don't settle. Don't settle.
I agree.
Now you could take notches off of a little bit of like, okay, the
'Cause
looks are a
people
little. She's not a dime, but she's like a
If people
nine.
have a lot of high standards,
Or her standards are, or your standards are, she went to this college instead of that college, or her eyes are blue instead of brown.
see,
right?
I don't know. I think
You could take away a little of those things, but you trust me when I tell you. Remember when I tell you to know your worth? This is part of it.
I think you need to know your worth before you can get standards.
100%. I agree with
Because a lot
that.
of people got some high standards, and you not that, and you know your standards ain't that high. Like you not that person.
Yeah,
to
some
be
people
going
think
out.
they're a dime, but
Like
they're
you want
two.
you know, somebody who's super successful, and you not successful yourself. It's like, come on, like
Yeah.
especially women. I would say men really don't have that same preference because we just different beings. Like men are less, I think, picky. To be honest with you, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We, you know what I mean? We're
Oh, yeah.
more of a physical. We see something we like, and then we go from there about getting to know
So I'll
you.
tell you something. It was a little different with
Women are a little
my options and my decisions, which I had plenty at the time when I met my wife. Was longevity. I took my time with it. I'm like, let me just see where this goes. Let me see what happens. Let's see how far. Let's see if we are still. First off, this is the biggest thing I had with her: chemistry. It was chemistry over everything. It didn't. There were certain things that didn't check the boxes, but the chemistry was there. It was so like I knew. I was like, oh, this gonna be. I'm gonna be in line. I'm gonna be shit. This is gonna be trouble. I really knew. And then it didn't turn out it wasn't trouble. It was just I never experienced that hard of chemistry before with the opposite sex. I was always very good at pretending I had it with them, but I didn't really have it until I met her. And I'm like, damn, bro. And that shit's still there. Chemistry is super
I don't know
important
what-
because chemistry also
explain chemistry.
and will involve will involve communication, right? We're super comfortable about talking about anything. Our minds
Even
aren't
then,
exactly
even
the
I'm talking about when
same.
you're meeting somebody.
Yeah, when you're meeting somebody,
She was like that too.
right off rip. Right off rip, we didn't understand why, and I never felt that again with somebody else. And at that time, as many girls as I had, I don't even want people who know me know, I didn't have that. I really did not have that with those any one of them. Just when I met her, for some reason, poof, it happened, and then it got better and better and better. I'll tell you another thing too. In the beginning of the relationship,
know when you
especially
don't
the
have-
first few
I'm
years,
saying we talking to people who are dating. So how do you know when you don't have chemistry?
when you don't have chemistry,
You gotta
things seem to
explain
be
that, 'cause I
forced.
think some kids
Things seem to be forced. Nothing's going with the flow. Nothing's flowing properly. It just seems like if there's a ton of effort every single time, even in just a conversation, right? I could have taken, if you could take a girl and bring her anywhere, whether it's McDonald's or a steak dinner, you could have a good time doing it. Whether it doesn't matter, the financial part always matters, right? In the end of it all, right? It's always important, right? The success, but you're gonna grow with this person regardless. So you guys are gonna make each
But
other
we're talking
better.
about different ages.
But I
too
think
now.
let's say
So
we're
now
not
you're
talking
talking
about
you're talking about like 16
Let's say
year
we
olds
are
going to
talking-
McDonald's.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're 30 years old,
No,
you
no,
can't take a
I'm
girl to
saying, I'm
McDonald's.
just saying, I'm not talking about 13, okay? I'm talking about
No, I'm saying you're saying like
20
McDonald's,
or 20s.
money
My
doesn't
demographic
matter.
is 20 to 35, right? I'm
Okay.
talking about them people. They're going to get very, very
That's a
specific.
big. demographic though.
Yeah, well, you think I'm talking to a 12-year-old? We don't even.
No,
they
I'm saying a
can't even watch
20-year-old can go to McDonald's with his girl. 18-year-old can go. A 35-year-old,
Okay, let's not bring up.
you can't go.
Let's not bring up that.
You
Then.
shouldn't be taking your girl.
You can
to
take.
McDonald's.
Okay, you can take your girl to a
Girls
park.
shouldn't be accepting that.
You can take your girl
I
to
wouldn't want my daughter
okay. You
to
can take your girl to a park, or you can sit at the airport. You can still have a really good time, and both of those things are free. And you don't even have to take a flight, right? You can take her anywhere, and you guys are having a good time, having good conversations. Your conversations last a little longer than the other chicks that you were talking to because it just flows easily. If it doesn't flow easily, it's probably not the best.
See, I'm a relationship. I have a different top like.
Yeah, I know it's different. That's what I'm
thing,
saying. It's fine.
Because relationship wise, I think any relationship could work. I think you can if both people are involved and they want to make it work, they make it work.
if you're
If both people want to make
Correct.
it work.
So that's something that has to happen.
Yeah.
Like it has to happen where both people, even in a marriage, you gotta both want to make grow if it's to grow. If not, you're gonna fail. You can force whatever you want on one side. If that one side's pushing, you're gonna push the other person right out of the picture. So I just and just like in friendships, like sometimes friendships don't flow, but somebody's pushing to make the friendship work, and it makes it work over time. It's what happens a lot of times.
Right.
So, I don't know. I just think because I think I now in the days when I hear about I listen to all these videos of these people dating I think a lot of people have standards. They have really high standards, and they have really like specific needs that need to be
You gotta
met. And I think it like
lower those a
really
little bit.
helps not. That's why people aren't getting married as much as they used to back in the days, because we looking for like this unicorn in women or in men.
But
and
again, I don't want you to
they're
get.
not
I don't want them to go into a situation where they take the best option at that moment when they could have held out for a better option in 8 months from there, because they thought that was the best option, not knowing they couldn't have other options.
Again, you're speaking from a married point.
No, I'm speaking from right now in my head. I'm speaking from a single guy's point.
Yeah, but a singles guy, you're not obligated to stay in that situation.
True. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But how are you gonna find another situation when you're in the situation? Unless
Yeah,
you're a
you
player.
can't-
What do you mean? Like if things are
When you're
not
dating,
working,
you're not.
If things are not working, you could leave the situation.
Yeah, but if it's-
and move on to
Yeah,
another.
of course. You have to try, right? Like, but you have to try each flavor, I guess. Right? You got to try each thing. I get that, but you kind of want to keep yourself open for options. If you made a
Yeah,
decision,
you
but you
are
gotta-
open to options.
Yeah.
You're not like the women be saying. There's no ring on the finger, and there's none on yours either. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
So even in dating, or that's
And
your
seeing
girl,
people,
whatever, it's
yeah,
just
been
whatever.
a-
Dating,
It's
you
not
seeing
working
if it
out.
vibe or whatever. See who
Yeah,
wants
you
to
just
go.
keep it moving. You know what I'm
It
saying?
depends on where a person is in life too. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a
I don't know.
lot.
It's real. It get complicated. I'm just saying, like I believe a relationship could work. Just why because most people they quit even when they're married. Right? People quit.
It's a
because
lot easier of
they
a
said-
ride though if you make the right choice
But I believe it
early.
could work. Even if you
I agree.
Even but if
you make the right decision, if both
if
people
both
know
people
what
are
they
commit
want
to
from
it,
the
I think
beginning,
anything can work. Is my thing.
And conversation, communication is key.
I don't think it has. I don't think there's something that's innate.
Look,
with,
bro, don't just get with somebody because you guys both want it to work. If I have to force it to work, it's not worth it.
Well, I have to force my relationship. I don't. My relationship doesn't just flow.
I mean, there's certain
Like
things
I have to
that
do
you
things. I have to still be on point. I have to still take my wife out to date.
have to
I have
be
to still
intentional
stay in
about it.
shape. I have to still do these things.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
But that's
forcing
not
it.
really forcing.
You're not
too
forcing
much,
it.
though. That's just doing
But I'm
what you gotta
working.
do.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's not forcing it.
So what
That's
is that?
you doing
What
you.
forcing is like, it's really not working, but you
still in
trying
it.
to make
Trying to
something
stay in
happen
it.
That's not really there.
Yeah.
But how do you know that? That's what I'm saying.
Because
I hear
you
that.
can
I hear,
feel it.
I hear all
You're
these
not
stories all the
forcing
time.
it, yeah.
No, but I hear all
Yeah.
stories all the
Yeah,
time
yeah,
about people saying like,
Mhm.
their work. I mean, they're forcing it or whatever.
Yeah.
How to explain?
Because
like,
you're trying
You
to-
don't know what it feels like because you're not in that
You're
situation.
not in that situation.
You're not forcing, which is good. He's
Yeah,
not
that's-
forcing.
you're not- yeah.
You don't want to be in a situation
Where it is forcing.
you're trying to make it work.
You're trying to put
like you see the.
You're trying to put a circle in a square hole.
Yeah, but you still
That's
trying
a
to.
good
you know what I'm
analogy.
saying?
It sounds good. You can
You
use that
ain't
for anything.
happy.
I need
You're
to hear
not
It does sound
examples.
good. I'll give you plenty of
You're not
examples.
Let me hear some
I got
examples.
tons
That's
of
a lot of
examples.
examples.
Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. You're forcing a fucking circle into a square fucking hole.
They're both squares.
Shit ain't gonna work.
They're both squares.
Clearly
they're
not
perfect.
because she shit in his bed,
They're
right?
both because they're both
He
crazy,
was like, wait a second, you went too far. You shit in my bed.
bro. They're both crazy.
Uh,
That's a whole nother story.
everybody's
crazy.
responsible for their own happiness at the end of the day, right?
Correct.
Right. So
Correct.
and then the other person's
Correct.
responsible for their own happiness, and then when you're together,
Show me an example
you're even
of-
happier.
Show me an example. No, that is not true. That's not marriage.
God damn, bro. I know
I'm
what you're
telling
talking
you, that's not my marriage. My marriage is not this thing where you happy. Me and my wife work very hard to make our marriage work. It's a job. Right?
We're not talking about marriage. We're just talking
No,
about
I'm
picking the right
saying you're
girl
saying
early.
All right, dating, right?
Early. We're talking about your beginning stages of your relationship.
Correct. Dating, right?
Alright, so
Me and my wife pushed it together. Like it was this right here. We're right here. We both on something. We pushed it together, right? And we made it hold together. And we're making it hold together now.
Yeah.
So we're forcing it together. This is not like something that if we just let go and put our hands up, we just gonna flow with the wind and get together and be together forever.
I don't know.
It's not doesn't work like that. If you think
It can work like
relationship
that.
works like that,
It can work like
you're in denial.
It can't work like that.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. I've seen old marriages that been 30, 40 years old. There's no way in hell you could tell me that they just put their hands up and they just vibe together to the
listen to me.
end.
We're not talking about hippies.
It doesn't work. That's
You're
what you're
being
talking about. You're
extremist.
talking about magic.
No, I'm not talking about magic. I'm talking about the work is gonna be in there anyway.
I
It's
guess
just a lot
our
easier.
use of the word force is just a little different from how you using it.
I put force.
Yeah,
I apply
force
force.
is like
Force is
I
like
apply force to my marriage.
apply pressure.
So
apply
let
Let
me
him talk
speak
for a
as
second.
let me speak as a single guy.
Go ahead.
For real.
Go ahead.
I go out. I meet a young lady, and we go out, and we're at dinner. We're talking.
Hold on.
No, let him
No, I
talk.
want to explain. I want to go.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when you're already dating.
Okay.
You're talking about what you're gonna say is I go out with the girl,
Yeah.
we vibing, I go to call her, she don't call back, or I go to call her to get her to go on another date and she don't call back,
Yeah, that's
or I
not
go out to
what
get
I
her.
was gonna say. at
Okay,
all.
I thought you were gonna say force.
Yeah,
Go
bro,
ahead.
don't just
Go ahead.
go on
I'm
what
talking
you-
about
let him
force,
talk.
too.
Go ahead. You went on a date.
Yeah. And we talking. We're both talking and having conversation. But the conversation is awkward. You know what I'm saying?
This
Like,
feels off.
yeah,
Right?
it just feels
The beats
off.
feel
You
off.
don't even feel the vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what you should do? You should force it together.
Yeah, like we
Then you'll get
both,
married.
Like we both
could.
feel the same way.
No,
Like I ain't
don't.
feeling that, she ain't feeling me.
Yeah.
But we both just sitting there, whatever, and that's just one date.
Uncomfortably
like we,
awkward.
Yeah, we don't have to continue in that
Yeah, in that
situation.
awkward
Yeah,
soup.
we can let it go. We can go out.
Good, bro. You feel this? I feel this too.
That's
We're
why I
done.
just said I'm not talking about when you first dating. I'm talking about when you
I
in
am.
a relationship.
I'm in a relationship.
You in a relationship already. You done dated for
Let
6
me give
months.
you.
Okay,
Let
let
me
me-
give you the scenario
Go
with
ahead.
me being in a
That's
relationship.
what
Go ahead, let
I'm
us
in a
hear it.
relationship.
Go ahead.
I'm with the person, right? We don't feel happy no more. There's no
Why?
communication. What you mean by
Why?
why?
I'm asking you
For
why.
whatever
Why?
Because if I was a counselor, I'm gonna ask you why y'all don't feel happy
Okay.
no more. Why you don't feel happy no more?
Maybe we're not happy because whatever. We don't
Get
go
it on
out
the
on
camera.
dates no more.
Get on the camera.
Okay,
Yeah.
why we don't go on dates no more,
Yeah.
Paquito?
Yeah,
You're not making time for your girlfriend?
yeah, maybe.
She's not making time for you? Maybe if you
Maybe.
guys both made time for each other, you guys would have more time to hang out.
True.
Okay, what's next? No dating. Now you can date.
Don't solve his problems.
I'm
Just
gonna
let him
solve
talk
them right
about
now.
it.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
That's why
to.
I say any relationship can work.
Again,
Go ahead.
But that's
Go ahead and
that's
tell me.
two people that want to do it.
They want to.
But that's the beginning of the whole conversation. I
Yeah.
get. That's what I'm saying. If you're in a relationship
Yeah.
and you guys are dating
let him
for
just
2
talk.
How about
years,
if both people are not willing to do
but then
it?
you got what you mean? But that's what I'm saying. If you're in a relationship,
And what if you do? What if right now
Obviously,
both of them
you
are
guys both
unhappy
wanted it.
and he does force it, and they were like,
How
"Damn,
do
we
you-
shouldn't
how-
have forced
how do you
it."
force
Now,
it?
what's forcing? That's his
Explain
question.
it. That's what I asked the
Forcing
first
is
beginning.
both people not willing to work it out.
Right. Let's
But
say
they
let's
still
say
stay
let's
in
say
the
I'm dating somebody,
situation.
right?
Go ahead.
And that's
That's
and
forcing
we're
it.
Go ahead.
we're going through what y'all going through, right? We're not dating no more.
Not dating
We're in the
no more.
beginning stages of the relationship.
So you
And
go-
hold on, let me finish.
You blame it
and
on
I'm
each
like,
other.
you know what, dude? I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And she's like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore either. This is kind of awkward. It's
blame it
weird.
on each other.
And I kind of want to move on and see what else
Then
is
you know
out there.
what?
Hold
You know
on, let me
what
finish.
happens?
Let me finish.
I'm gonna tell
And
you
I want to
what
go out there and I want to see what else is out there. And
I'm
you're
gonna
like,
tell you what
damn,
happens.
I want to go out there and see what else is out there too.
I'm gonna
And
tell
then
you what
instead of
happens.
doing that, you go, we should get fucking married and
I'm gonna
have
tell
2
you- I'm gonna
kids.
tell you what
And
happens.
you're like, all right, let's fucking do
I'm gonna
it.
tell you what
And then you're
happens.
married,
I'm gonna
you
tell
have
you-
2
I'm
kids.
gonna tell you what happens to
right?
that guy
And then when you have
and
2
that
kids and
woman.
you're like, you have to wait till they're 18 to get out the house. Now you're 70 years old and you're
You
like,
didn't have to.
damn,
You
bitch.
didn't have to.
And then you both cheated on
You
each
didn't have
other.
to.
And then you ruin these
But you
kids'
didn't have to
lives.
do any of
You
that.
didn't have to. But
You didn't have to do
that's
any of
forcing
that.
You just forced it.
Everything that
That's
you
forcing
just
You
said,
just forced it.
but everything you said didn't have to be done.
You forced it.
Individually,
You
those
forced it.
you made choices
Did
to
you
do
not
all
force
that.
it?
No, you made a choice to do that.
No, I didn't want
You
want
made
to.
a choice to
But yeah,
cheat.
that's
I didn't want
forcing.
to.
Listen, you made a choice to cheat.
I didn't want. She cheated.
You cheated. You just said both cheated.
No, she cheated on me.
All right, so she made a choice to cheat.
Yeah, what a bitch.
Right? Okay, she made a choice to
Yeah,
cheat.
we
What if
forced it.
she doesn't make that choice? If she really wants it to work, she doesn't make that choice.
But she did.
She
In my
made that
made-up
choice, and
scenario.
you made a choice to leave after that.
No, yeah.
Did you
thank God I
accept? Did you
left
accept her cheating?
No, I hated
Why-
that
why
she
not?
cheated. Because she ruined my kids' families.
But
She
why
ruined
wouldn't
our
why
lives.
wouldn't you just accept
In
it?
this made-up
Could you
scenario.
have accepted her and kept going?
What do you mean?
Could you have accepted her,
That she cheated?
apologized, forgived her, and kept going?
Yeah, I could.
Okay. So then where we got now? Now where we at? Now
I'm
you
still
condemn her
miserable.
for cheating.
I'm
why
still
are
miserable.
you still miserable?
Because I decided to make something happen that shouldn't have been to begin with.
So why
I
did you
should've
have,
walked
why did
away
you
and
have
my
kids
life
with
would've
her?
been better
Why did you
early.
have kids with her?
I had
That's
Two
where
kids
the
with her.
forcing-
Two had
that's
kids.
where
You had two kids with her,
forcing-
forcefully.
yeah,
That's
Forcefully had
forcefully.
kids.
We made it happen.
Made it happen.
We
Come
just
on,
stuck
bro.
in it.
What's the thing?
You are
No
talking about
relationship
force.
like that.
You're talking about force. So
You,
what
you
talking
guys
about?
can force each other to be together.
I
That's
don't
what
wanna.
happened in this.
I'm out.
Listen, let me tell you. This
I'm
what
out,
happened
Ski.
in the 70s and the 60s. There was none of that shit.
I'm
No
out.
chemistry. We don't feel each other. That's why people stayed married, had kids, grew kids up, and kids were raised differently. That's the whole problem. Now you get a relationship. Oh, I don't feel your chemistry. You're going out and doing things. Bro, make it
Oh
work.
my God, bro.
Any relationship can work, bro. Any relationship. Friendships fall out all the time. You know why? Because one person says, I'm not going to do anything anymore.
Right.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's true.
So any relationship could work. I don't believe none of that shit. Because I believe that's, individually. You can choose. I want to be in this relationship.
I'd rather choose somebody that I'm
every
happy
day-
with.
I choose every day to be in my relationship. Tomorrow I could walk out this shit if I want to.
That's true. I agree.
My wife could walk out tomorrow if she wants
That's
to.
true, I
I
agree.
choose every single day. I have to wake up and say, listen, I'm just like you said, manifesting in the
Yeah.
morning. I'm gonna have a great relationship. I'm gonna stay here with my
It's
son.
one-
And I'm even in a bad time.
I said
My
I'm
wife
a-
could come in, have the shittiest day. I gotta choose to be in front of her,
Well-
accept her shit, and
I'm
move
not-
forward and figure it out.
Let's just say this.
You gotta choose.
You're one. No, hold on. You're one decision away at anything.
I
Right?
could leave
Hold on,
in
let me
tomorrow.
finish. I'm one decision away from ending my
Of
marriage.
course.
I'm one decision away
You
from
are.
ending, from being a deadbeat dad.
You.
I'm one decision away from
You.
walking away from my company and going to a
And
different
when
job.
you do, it'll be your decision.
Yeah, no. My decision is if I'm happy, I'm staying. If I ain't happy, I'm out.
And you still choose that.
If
either
I was,
way.
if right now, if my wife was like, I'm gonna cheat on you and I don't really like you that much, but I'm gonna make it work still so we can stay with the kid, I'm out.
You're gonna choose that.
I'm out. Yeah,
Right, you're gonna
100% I'm out.
Okay,
Because
that's
I
up to
choose
you.
my house. I choose me.
That's up to you.
I choose me and
That's
my
fine.
daughter
I'm not-
over her.
What are you talking about? I'm not talking about choosing nothing.
That's
I'm
how it
saying,
goes, bro.
If you wanted to
That's
make
a,
it work,
that's a fact. The second that you start recognizing the fact that you are
What are you
in,
talking
you are
about?
just as important as the relationship,
Of course.
right? And I can make my own decisions, and she doesn't
You're not-
own me because we're in a marriage right now. If she says to
said
me, "I'm gonna cheat
When
on you,
did I
I'm gonna
say
fuck
that?
around, I'm out, I don't want to
Why
do
you
this
gotta
anymore,"
go to
but we're gonna
extreme?
stick with this
Why you
anyway.
gotta go to
We're gonna stick
extreme?
with this anyway until we can raise this
But
kid.
why you gotta bring it to the
I'm
extreme?
out.
Why do you gotta bring it to the
Because we're
extreme?
talking about force.
Force.
It's not forced, but that's not what we're talking about.
Out. And I'm
So-
taking my kid with me. And if I
Oh,
can't,
good.
we split custody and she'll have 2
Oh,
Christmases.
that's great.
Boom.
That's
But
great.
I need to be
Now, you
happy.
doing the best for what's for best
I
for
need to
Ava.
be happy.
You know what's best for Ava.
Yeah, what's best for Ava? Her not to
You
grow
know
up in a
what's best
household.
for Ava, right?
What's full.
That's what you gonna tell me?
Yeah, for sure.
Leaving your
To a
mom
broken.
is what's best for
She's
Ava.
gonna be in a broken
Come on,
household.
bro. This
She's
is
gonna be in a
exactly
broken
why
household.
we are where we are today.
She's gonna be in a broken household. That's not
This
true.
is exactly why we are
That's not
today
true.
with
That's
these
'cause you
kids.
force shit.
All these baby mamas,
Stop
all
forcing
these
shit.
non-married people. This is
Bullshit.
exactly why we are
No.
today where we are. I swear to God.
No.
The
Not
examples that you're
necessarily.
giving is exactly the reason.
No.
Nobody can make it work.
No.
We don't have chemistry.
No. That's not
blah,
true.
Blah, blah,
That's not true.
No,
Nah,
people
don't
are
listen to it. I'm
making-
telling you.
I'm not trying to
People
save
are
the
making
Don't
bad-
listen
world's
to him. I'm
problem.
telling you.
I'm trying to make a kid or somebody who's
I'm
watching
telling
this
you, bro.
make a
People are making
decision
bad choices.
who's
I'm telling
smart,
you.
make a smart decision in their life early. Because it's
Telling
very,
you.
very important who you decide to have kids with. And that's the point.
I said
Don't
that
force.
earlier. Well, you mean
Don't
force
force.
it? What you mean? Like
Don't
everything is forced.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, you push it. I force.
But I do
every
agree
day.
with you. I do agree with you on that one
I
thing.
choose every day.
Yeah, I
it's
do
a
agree with you
force.
on that.
That's my force.
I would know because you're using the wrong terminology, I think. But you do choose it every day.
Every
I do
day.
appreciate that.
If my wife doesn't choose it, then we got a problem. But then we got to figure the problem out.
Yeah.
And if we can't, we got to figure it out.
No, that's
If
good.
she doesn't want to, then we don't want to.
Yeah.
We got to keep going.
Yeah.
We got to figure something out.
That's good.
But you need both people. I said this beginning of the conversation. Both people
Both
committed
people.
to it, it can work.
All right.
That's all I'm
But-
saying.
Okay.
So
but how about if
How
y'all
about-
both not committed?
Not
to
committed
it?
to it. You force it?
What happens?
yeah,
That's
that's
what
not
I'm
gonna
saying.
work. But you gonna.
But
But,
what-
but you know
what-
what? I'm gonna tell you the
what-
example
what-
of those people.
Yeah.
Is all their relationships like that.
But if y'all both
Every
stay
example
together
of their
and
relationship.
y'all-
I hear
okay,
the
okay,
conversation
okay.
about people all the time.
But if y'all both staying together and y'all
It's
not
always the other
willing,
person.
What is that called?
when you leave the relationship, is it the other person? If you say that, if you say, "Oh, it's the other person," or "Oh, we didn't have no chemistry," come on, men say that all the time. I know why men say it. Men is sexual. We sexual beings. We say that all the time. I used to say that all the time. It's about we had no chemistry. We wasn't together, bruh. Listen, you can build. Chemistry is chemical. You can build
Yeah, women
chemistry.
talk about chemistry too. It's important.
It is.
It is. No,
Being able to vibe with somebody, be able to rock with somebody, and be able to be with them for that fucking long, 20 years.
I feel like I could have dated any girl
and have the
and
same
had a
thing.
relationship.
You think you'd have the same thing?
For sure. For sure. I'm committed. I was gonna make it work.
I get what you're saying.
I'm not a loser.
I don't think you'd be
I'm
as
gonna
fun.
win.
I think you,
I'm gonna win.
I think
I'm gonna win
I think
regardless.
you chose the right one though.
I did, cause
She's awesome and you're awesome.
Cause I
you guys make
I
an
laid her
awesome
out.
team.
But we work every day.
So do we. Everybody works.
Forced. We forced to work.
Right, but also
We made a commitment, but God,
I don't know,
Which
man.
was
She
different.
might
Marriage.
disagree with you too.
Yeah, me
Because
too.
the
Say the
way
same
you
thing.
using force.
make
She
her
said
watch.
the
Let her
same
watch
thing.
this.
Yeah,
I'ma tell
force
her.
Let her watch
is
it.
making it
Let her watch this.
sound like.
Here's what
you
I'm
know,
thinking
it's
with you,
painful,
too.
like
So-
it's hard.
It's not painful. You said force is painful.
So-
I never said it was painful.
Well, let me ask you this. Here's another thing
Force
too.
is not
Hold on,
painful
hold
words.
on.
The
I
word
got
is
one.
not
I got one.
painful.
No.
You saying
No.
it's painful.
I got one.
Force is not painful.
Every relationship that I was ever in, I was probably what I thought was in love,
Listen.
or with. Hold on, let me
Luke,
finish what I'm
your
saying.
relationship is like 16 years
Or
old,
with
bro.
somebody. What do you-
You like
Yeah,
16 year
let
olds.
him say,
Go
I'm
ahead.
listening.
Anyway,
We're not
so
talking about, like,
being
grown
together
adults.
for, being with women
We're talking
before
about
my wife,
30-year-old
right?
adults.
Being with women before my wife, right? Learning lessons off of the girls that I dated before and it didn't work out, and figuring out where I made, not just what she did, but what I did as a mistake, or what I didn't do right, or why couldn't I keep her? Because I blame me in the end, right? If that relationship ended with this one or that one or whatever, I think there was 3 altogether that I dated before my wife that was real serious. Something didn't work, and I didn't know what it was.
And it was always your fault.
It was I did, but not necessarily. But I kind of put what could I have done differently? I had to put myself in the responsibility
same
share,
thing.
accountability, right? So, and I did that with 3 relationships, and then eventually found my wife. But even when I'm with my wife, some of those lessons are still.
You
I've
didn't
already.
play blame game, and you thought what you could have.
What could I have done to keep her?
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Not because it was all my fault. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
No, it isn't.
But I always think about what
could I have done
I,
different?
what could
The thing
I
is
have done
I still do
differently
that to
make
this day. So
I do that.
maybe
I'm
when
38 years old and
Yeah.
I'm still single.
when he's saying, so when he's saying force and shit like that, it's work. It's hard. It's
That's
all
how
work.
it sounds to me.
So
too.
even with my
Like,
wife,
yo,
I still do that today.
you trying to make something happen
Yeah,
that
I
ain't really
still
there.
do that, but I still do that today.
No, it's
if
like
it was
the
a
point.
bad situation, I go, shit. You know what, man? I know what she did, but what did I do to make us here for arguing for a month? And what could I change right now? Which I've done that.
But,
He
but
knows
I'm
I've done that.
mature now. I think I'm ready. I haven't been in a committed relationship for like
God, yeah,
how many years?
yeah.
And like I think one of you guys said about trying to pick the right person and then
Yes.
it's about your family and all of that. Yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? The person you bring, you know
Jump
what I'm saying?
into it,
You
over.
introduce him to. I've known him for a while now. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't bring no woman home and say, yo, this is my girlfriend.
This is just some.
You know
I
what I'm
never
saying?
did that.
Never did that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Never did that.
Until I'm
my mom,
serious. You know what I'm
Ask
saying?
my mom. My mom
Yeah.
never met any of my chicks.
Yeah, man.
Ever.
I'm saying
I
to you.
ain't never bring nobody.
That's why I should tell you the
and
first
say,
person
yo,
she met
this
was
is
Patricia.
the one.
I
Yeah.
never bring them home.
My mom,
You take it seriously.
yeah, because my mom caught us back in the day.
Yeah, oh,
So
shit.
my mom met one.
On accident.
Yeah.
Actually,
not
my mom
because-
called me one time too.
Yeah, not because
My mom never.
I was
She
bringing
threw
her
this-
to the house and introduced you to
My mom.
So,
Oh, I
yeah.
got you.
I was trying
She
to
caught
leave,
you. Yeah.
and then she came and caught her.
My
in
mom
the
called
crib,
one of
so-
my girls butt
Yeah,
naked in
yeah.
the closet and
And I
threw her
had to,
out.
admit to her, like, yeah, this is my girl. Yeah, this is what I talked to her.
Yeah.
And you ain't really talking.
It's kinda-
Yeah, that was
you
my
did?
girl.
That
was his girl at the
That was
time,
actually,
But it
you know,
obviously
Now
ended.
it's one.
and I was young too. I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? First girl I ever said I love to. I love you to in
Yeah.
my whole life.
It's
I was
crazy. Right?
15 years old. First girl I ever said I love.
Did you learn lessons from that one?
Listen,
I did.
I'm gonna
I
tell you an
learned a
example.
lot.
I'm gonna tell you a
Yeah, I learned a
story.
lot.
When I was in middle school, I said I love you to one girl. It was like a thing in middle school and elementary. You just say I love you, I love you, I
Oh
love you, I
no,
love
no,
you.
it wasn't like that.
No, no.
Leo,
I'm saying in elementary was like I love
Oh, I
you,
got you.
right? You would say
Oh, okay.
bye and say you'd be like I
In
love
middle
you.
school,
You would
too.
say
Oh,
it.
okay.
That would like cement your shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was like
I said it to
goal.
one girl in middle school. I remember it was when I think it was beepers or phones was out or whatever, and she called and then somebody told me like, cause I wasn't dating her no more, that she said you love me. She tried talking about committing suicide or some shit.
Yo,
Right? After that, I never said I love you again.
Damn.
Swear to God.
Oh,
Never said it again after that. Because
What?
I ain't want no girl to be like almost ready to kill themselves for a relationship.
I feel you on
So
that.
after that, I never
been through
said
that.
it to high school, to middle school. I never said it
I
to
feel
any
you.
girl.
It's a strong
Because that
thing.
shit was like, when that shit hit me, when they
Yeah.
were like, this girl was like committed to me and all
Yeah.
that, I'm like, bro, we
Man, I
were
was just
banging everything
hanging
in
around.
middle
I was
school.
hanging
Like,
out.
and she said that shit, I never
took
said
it
that
the
shit
wrong
again
way.
because that shit was serious, boy. Because I was like, and then when you
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that
that's
shit,
deep.
some of these girls take it to heart, like they ready to kill
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
But like I was,
But after I said I love you, I didn't just break up with her. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
was together for a while.
Wow, yeah.
Afterwards, you know what I'm saying?
No, my only thing is, you know, that video. The only thing is, we're in the video. My only thing is, we had a long ass video. The only thing is, there's different layers. I think there's different levels when you like dating. Like when you in your 30s and 40s, like dating is gonna be different.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, for sure.
and your pool of people to date is not gonna be the same.
Yeah,
when you was young
Very
and
true.
wild and you was all over the
You
place.
got to be more
So
intentional.
now it's got to
with
be
it
more,
to these things.
exactly,
Yeah.
but it's got to be more like, you got to overlook certain shit. Not to say you don't have to have standards. I just think now, like, you know, we start to look and it'd be like, you know, some shit is not, I'm not saying forced chemistry.
But
I'm
it's
saying
different.
like, some people could be shy. Like, I'm a shy guy, right? When I was in front, we wasn't talking a lot. Like, we go out, we do things. I be wanting to do things instead of talking because I wasn't a talker.
Yeah.
Right? But she might take that as me not being interested in her. Right? She could take that because I don't talk.
Yeah.
Like I'm shy now to this day, but
But you can express that.
I could talk with her. I showed her ways to. I brought her shit. I brought her gifts and
Yeah,
shit. I
with
showed her ways to love her.
actions, yeah.
So if she interpreted that wrong, we could be in a different situation right
Yeah.
now. You know what I mean? So it's like I wasn't like that. My wife was real. Give you a gift on your birthday. Give you a gift on your thing. She gave me a gift when we just met. Right? Like it was different, but. What I'm saying is that chemistry could be interpreted wrongly,
Yeah, I would get
right? And you be like, oh, she not into you, and then some girls be playing hard to get, right? Act like they don't want you to get her.
Yeah.
I can't play like that.
See, but I'm saying,
don't
but
like
that
that
could be
game.
the girl.
Yeah, it
that
could
could be
be.
the girl.
But I don't like that game.
That
I
if
like
you
that
just
game.
if you just push a little harder, you got her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's my only thing I'm saying about when I say about forcing the shit is,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It could be when the chemistry thing is what I'm talking about. When you like
I get what
vibe,
you're
y'all
saying.
not going back and forth and blah, 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 and you don't have this great conversation. Like me and my wife have a great conversation, but that's 14 years
How
of
many long
marriage,
you guys been
18
together?
years of where we could just talk about anything.
Wow.
That takes time to be able to have that conversation where we on the same page, we on the same vibe. Like we could talk, and I'd be like, "Damn, I was just gonna say what you
Well,
just
every
said, man."
relationship is different.
Well, I'm just saying, but like that is something that we've over time
Worked on.
worked
You
on.
wasn't
I'm
much
saying,
of a talker.
but I'm not. I wasn't when I went to
I'm not either.
when I went to Marie's house.
I
I'm
don't
sitting
shut
there
the
like
hell
this.
up.
Yeah, now you know what I'm saying. I was sitting in Marie's house. I'm just sitting there. They're like, "Mo, you all right?" I'm like, "I'm good." But now I go over there and have full blown conversation.
Yeah.
Right? Because I wasn't
It's different.
comfortable, so I wasn't that guy. But
Yeah,
they could have
of course.
took that as like, oh, he don't want to talk to us. He don't think we're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
Well, you're also being respectful
I'm
too.
just saying-
a little
Yeah,
bit
in the
of that.
beginning, you know what I'm saying, especially if you're already a quiet
Yeah,
guy.
so I'm going down the whole thing is like I know y'all are trying to jump on me about the shit. What I'm saying is just the chemistry thing is it could be misinterpreted. It could be something that's maybe there, but you know, two different sides are gonna pull it out. Like you're a talkative person, you're gonna pull it out of the shyness.
Yeah.
Like when a girl meets you, I've heard stories where you know the girl was like, I was really shy, but he pulled it out
pulled
of me,
it out.
like, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, and
It's
my
all dependent.
wife raised me. Like my wife, I don't say she raised me, but she taught me to value certain things that I never thought of.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying, bro. Anyways, what I'm saying is, let's quit the video because we've been going off for names.
No,
I'm just
but
saying.
it's true.
I'm
but
saying
it's-
chemistry is like.
But think about
something
what
that's-
everything we just talked about and
Yeah.
how important the girl that you decide to ride
That's
or die
it's
with.
important.
for sure.
I agree with.
Think about how
we all
important that
agree
is
on
at
that.
this point. We can all agree.
Especially if
on
you
that.
have a kid or something, man.
Yeah, be
you don't
careful
want
who
to
you
just
choose
don't be
to
banging.
be
I know she's fine, and she look good, and the kids gonna be probably your kids. You think about your kids, how
Don't base it
beautiful they
just off
gonna
of
look.
that. Believe me, don't just base it on
You're gonna have a
that.
headache
that's for
afterwards.
sure.
They gotta,
You gotta
try
have
to
peace.
check most of the boxes.
Yeah,
Not
check a
all,
lot
but
of
most of the boxes.
Maybe you can make some of them fit. Work
Let us
or
know what you
whatever.
think. Like, subscribe, share,
Yeah,
comment.
all that.
All back. That was a good one though.